Kali kukur karan jadi chao hai.
If
Kurkaran jadi chao hai.
if you want to make dog like Kali cry,
Start over.
if you want to make dog like Kali cry,
Kali, then the next.
then chant the name of Sri Sachinandan, who is the deliverer in the Yuga of Kali, and also the destroyer of all kind of fear of Kali Yuga.
Now say it once in Bengali.
If you want to,
Bengali.
oh, Koli kukur.
No, just say it.
যদি তোমরা কলি কুকুরকে কাঁদাতে চাও তাহলে কলিযুগের পাবন এবং কলিযুগের যত ভয়
No, just read it in Bengali.
কলি কুকুর কাঁদন যদি চাও হে কলিযুগ পাবন কলি ভয় না শোনো শিশচি নন্দন গাও হে।
Haribo! Kali Juga Pavana Koli Bhaya Nashana Shri Sachinandana Gao He. Gadadhar Madhan Nitaye Pranadhan Advaita Prapujita Gaura Nimani Vishwambar Srinivasishwar Bhakta Samua Chitta Chora Nadiya Shashadar Mayapurishwar Nam Pravartana Shura Grihi Jana Shikshaka Nyasikula Nayaka Manava Radha Bhava Pura Sarvabhauma Shodana Gajapati Tarana Ramananda Poshana Veera Rupananda Vardana Sanatana Palana Haridas Bodhana Dhira Brajabas Bhavana Dushtamata Shatana Kapati Vighatana Kama Brajaras Bhavana Shura Bhakta Palana Shuksha Jnana Tarana Chala Bhakti Dushana Rama Kali Kukur Kadhan Jadi Chao He Kali Yuga Pavana Koli Bhoy Nashana Shri Sachinandana Gao He Hare Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govrindaram Sri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhattaraguna Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raguna HI Gosai Kori Charanavandan Jaha Hote Bignanasha Bishta Puran HI Gosai Jar Muitar Das Tansabara Parariru Mora Panchagras Tandara Charana Seve Bhakta Saribas Chaname Oe Avila HI Gosai Jabe Braje Kolabas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Koila Prakash Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Koila Prakash Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majamiyaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koreash Harinam Sankirtan Koye Narotamuda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Follow Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo. Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jai Gaur Premanande. Namashrishtam. If everyone could please give their attention towards the Jumbotron. Sanskrit, please. Namashrestham manamapi shachiputra matra sarupam shirupam tasya grajam uruparim maturim goshtavatim radha kundam girivanamoho radhika madhavasham prapto yasya pratita kripaya shigurutvam natosmi he guru jnanadadina bandada Swananda Data Koronaika Sindo Vrindavanasina Hitavata Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master. By his causeless mercy, I have attained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Shachimata, the association of Srila Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami and his older brother Sanatana Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radhakund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Shri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is perfection. It fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of the mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and Master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Gati Shadma Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma. Bandho Muisavadana Mate Bandho Muisavadana Mate Jahara prashade bhaye bhavato riyaja Jahara prashade bhaye bhavato riyaja Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoite. Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoite. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Ana kori ho mane asha. Ana kori ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Ratiye Sheu Tamagati. Shri Guru Charane Ratiye Sheu Tamagati. Jai Prashare Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prashade Pure Sarva Asha. Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu she. Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu she. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhijja Vinasa Jate. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhijja Vinasa Jate. Vede Gai Jahara Charita. Vede Gai Jahara Charita. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya. Ebe Jashku Shik Tribhuvana. Ebe Jashku Shik Tribhuvana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya. Ebe Jashku Shik Tribhuvana. Ebe Jashku Shik Tribhuvana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jeev jago, jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole. Kota nidra, jao maya, Pishachira kole. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhajibo boliya eshe Sangsara bhitare. It's getting late fast. Bhuliya rohile tumi abhijara bhare. To me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara. Ami bina bandhuaro ke ache tomara. Lord Chaitanya says, I have descended as an incarnation. Other than me, who is your friend? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Enechia shauri maya nashibaro lagi. I brought the medicine to take away the disease of Maya. Harinam Maha Mantra Lao tu mi magi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thakur Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu Charane Poriya She Hari Nama Mantra Lailo Magiya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bol, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Charja Shtotaras Dishishi Madhai Charanara Vinda Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Charja Shtotaras Dishishi Mad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Maharaj Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Zagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gokopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Shri Gaura Purnima Mahotsav Ki. All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. I'll get up after. Can't move yet. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Turn that off. Turn it off. Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Panachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. 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 Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the universal guru. Prabhupada writes in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto commentary. If anyone accepts Lord Chaitanya as the universal guru and Lord Jagannath as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you have everything complete that you need in your life. So we accept Lord Chaitanya as the universal guru, and rightly so, because there's nobody better than Lord Chaitanya. He's the Uttama Purusha. You can search anywhere in all of the Vedas, throughout the Shrutis, throughout the Smritis, and you will not find anyone better than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's the best of all the best. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is described by his most intimate devotees as the most merciful. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gortushe Namaha. Because he's Krishna himself, he's come as his devotee and he's distributing pure love for himself to everybody in the universe. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes as a devotee for his own reasons, because Krishna himself cannot enjoy his own sweetness as his devotees do. And he sees his own sweetness, but he can't taste it. For instance, it's mentioned in the Vidagdha Madhava that in a pillar in Dwarka, he sees his reflection one day, does Krishna, and then he thinks, who is this? So beautiful. And he pines for that same enjoyment that his devotees have. In fact, it's described that the devotees in serving Krishna experience a happiness that's 10 million times more than Krishna's happiness. This is the benediction of being the servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Krishna. And so Lord Chaitanya is Krishna who has come to taste his own sweetness. So he comes as a devotee and shows through his own activities how to be a devotee. What's the life of a devotee? He is in his Acharya Lila. He's teaching by his example how one should come into this world and utilize one's life for the purpose of going back home, back to Godhead. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Kali Yuga. So Prahlad Maharaj points out in one of his prayers to Lord Nrsingadev that the Lord's name is Triyuga. This confuses some people, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Before he became a devotee, he was confused by this. So were his disciples. Because they looked in Bhagavatam, it says Triyuga. It means Krishna comes in 3 yugas, not 4. Of course, Krishna says that he comes in every millennium. He comes every Divya Yuga, every 71 Yuga cycles. Then there's an appearance. He comes regularly. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata bhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavam yuge yuge. Yuge yuge. Comes yuga after yuga. And what does this Triyuga mean? It's explained by the Acharyas that it means that in the Kali Yuga, and Prahlad says it too, he's Chana, he's covered. He's covered avatar. He doesn't present himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he presents himself as a devotee. Of course, there's sometimes when he shows his godhood, but in general, he's playing the part of a devotee and he won't even hear his own glories. When people try to glorify him, for instance, the devotees wrote some shlokas to glorify him and he tore them up. Luckily, Mukunda wrote them on the wall so everyone could copy them down. That was the first graffiti. It went downhill from then. But this is, the devotees try to glorify the Lord, and he would cover his ears, say, Vishnu, Vishnu, I'm just an ordinary living entity. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, when he explains the Mashawala Leela, how Krishna left the world, tells how when in Kali Yuga Lord Chaitanya comes, if he has, he prominently shows his godhood, that because of the degraded nature of the age, people would become imitative. And they would try to imitate him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, rather than trying to become a good devotee. So it's one of the reasons he covers himself in the Kali Yuga. And Karabhajana Muni reveals Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he talks about the advent of Mahaprabhu, and he describes how by meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, by worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then one can attain the perfection of life. Jayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham tirtaspanam shiva vrinchi nutam sharanyam vrityartiham pranatapala pababdipotam vande mahapurushate charanadavindam. If you worship the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, then you'll attain perfection. So he says, Jayam sada, this is a fit place to place your mind. Where do you meditate? Here, always. You can always meditate on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You'll never be disappointed. Other things that you meditate on, you contemplate in this world, will disappoint you greatly. But not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So Karabhajana says, meditate on the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Paribhavagnam. And what will happen? You'll become free from the embarrassment of this material existence. It's embarrassing for the soul to be here, caught up in this lower matter, this low matter, and again suffering because of the threefold miseries. And on the positive side, abhishtadoha means that one will get one's heart's desire by worshiping Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. People want to fulfill their desires, and that's why when I was in school, around the 4th grade, somebody showed me a rabbit's foot. I said, what the heck is that? They said, this is good luck. It brings all your desired. Do you have that in India, or is that an American thing? It's really gruesome. I mean, it's a little foot of a rabbit. And it's like, what are you doing there? It's like a rabbit's foot. It's good luck. I was thinking, enough for the rabbit. But they have that, and they have horseshoes. The horseshoe has to go this way. People, if you drive out in the country, you'll find people who put horseshoes on their barn, and the horseshoe goes up. It means good luck. Well, good luck with that. But the real thing is, if you meditate on Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, then abhishtadoham, then your innermost desire, the thing that you really want, will be fulfilled. Abhishtadoham. Tirtaspadam shiva varinchi nutam sharanya means that Tirtaspadam, his lotus feet are the repository of all the holy places. So if you can't go to all the holy places, then just bow down to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and do service for him. You'll get the result of going to all the holy places. Shiva varinchi nutam sharanyam. And then also, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma have surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Therefore, why not you? Says Karabhajana Muni. If Brahma, the most intelligent person in the universe, and Shiva, most powerful person, comes to this conclusion, the best Vaishnava, Lord Shambhu says, I worship Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, then you should too. You should also surrender. Brityartiham pranatapala pavabdipotam. So those who are servants of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are taken care of by him. Lord Chaitanya takes care of them. He's the maintainer of the universe. What's the name of the maintainer of the universe? Vishvambar. It comes from Dubrin, which means to nourish. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the nourisher of every living entity. And if one takes shelter becomes a servant of the nourisher of the universe, You serve a lot of different people in this world, but they won't help you out so much. But Lord Chaitanya, if you become his servant, that's an elite situation. This is elite service. What do? I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya. I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya. I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and I'm a servant of his servants. That's Kaviraj Goswami says. That's the mood of the devotees. And like one of my mentors, early mentors in Krishna consciousness, I learned how to say this from him. We'd meet people, we go out on Sankirtan, Krita Karma Prabhu, and they say, "What are you guys?" And he goes, "We're devotees of Lord Krishna." So I like that title. That's pretty good. All the other ones I thought were pretty substandard. But I'm a devotee of Lord Krishna. We're devotees of Lord Krishna. And then you could be even more exclusive. I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya. And I'm a servant of his servants. What do you guys do? We're servants of Lord Chaitanya. And we serve his servants. Brityartiham pranatapala. And if you do that, if that's your job title, then you can ride across this material ocean on the boat of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Pranatapala pavabdipotam. You go right across the ocean on these lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Practically, it's so smooth you won't even notice that you're going across. It's a custom luxury liner. It's a luxury liner. Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet are the luxury boat that take you across. They tried to imitate this. On television they had for a long time. It was called the Love Boat. It was some stupid show about people going out on a cruise ship and all the crazy things that happened to them. But this is the real love boat, the Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. If you worship Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, then you're on the suitable boat that take you across the ocean of material existence. And then he says, Tyaktva sadusyaja surepsita raja lakshmim. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so renounced that he gave up what everyone else is looking for. This is one of the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, renunciation. And so what's everybody looking for in this world? Without, you don't even, I mean, you just know this is universal, a want and need of everybody. Yeah, wealth, also known as money, also known as Lakshmi. Everyone's looking for Lakshmi, including the Devas. You read about this in the Srimad Bhagavatam about how when Lakshmi Devi came out of the milk ocean, everyone was thinking, please, please. But she looked at everybody going, nah, 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 nah. And she found Vishnu and goes, that's my pati. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, he just walked away. Completely renounced. Chakva sudusyaja surepshita raja lakshmi. What all the devas are after, what everybody in the universe is looking for, some kind of material wealth, he doesn't need it. He's not attached. Chakva sudusyaja. And it also describes how heartrending was his life as Nimai Pandit. So beautiful, so learned that he was the cynosure of everyone's attention in Navadvip. It's just when there's an attractive person, everyone wants to be in the same room. And when there's the Supreme Personality of Godhead who's all attractive, no one wants to go away from that place, whether it's a town or a city, you just want to be there. If that person's there, I'm there. And that's how Navadvip was. People were living and breathing because of the existence of Nimai Pandit. When they just to be able to see him, because he is Cupid personified. They describe how perfectly shaped every one of his limbs was, and how his Brahman's thread, which is none other than Sankarshan himself, lay perfectly across his broad chest, and his hair was so exquisite, and people would just look at him and they'd gawk. They couldn't stop looking at him. Like he walked down the street and then they'd turn and see who was that walking down the street to get another look. And they were mesmerized. And then his learning, after all, he saved everybody in Navadvip from this great catastrophe that the Digvijay Pandit was coming to town. Now, Navadvip was the seat of learning. All the greatest Pandits were there. But they knew when Digvijay came, he was empowered by Saraswati, and they would be wiped out. And so they all started getting invitations to other places suddenly. It's like, wow, my mom's calling me, I gotta go. and they all started decamping, and then when the Digvijay actually came, he met Nimai Pandit. By Lord Chaitanya's arrangement, he met them. And it's such a exhilarating story to hear how Lord Chaitanya arranged, Nimai Pandit arranged to be there, right sitting on the Ganges, just as the Digvijay came to town on his big elephant with all his followers, feeling himself like unconquerable. And then he just had this feeling when he met Nimai Pandit for the first time. I said, where's Nimai Pandit? That's him over there. That's him over there. He felt a little fear for the first time, just seeing him, because Lord Chaitanya is all confident because he has all knowledge, all renunciation, all beauty, everything, completely confident. Who wouldn't want to be around a person like that? And so Digvijay had this false ego that I can defeat anybody, and it was the point of no return anyway. He had already walked into it. And then Mahaprabhu, he brought him further in by glorifying him. It's hard to resist. So it's, you're the everyone please honor him. And it's like, okay, all right. This is an intoxication. It comes right away when someone offers a glorification. So then Mahaprabhu began to ask him questions, and he asked him to recite some verses or to compose some verses, which he did in an amazing fashion, just on the spot, made up Sanskrit verses and recited them. And then Nimai began to find fault he picked out one verse and recited it. And first the Digvijay was thinking, how did you remember this? I mean, he was stunned already. Because it's amazing when people can remember things so quickly. What to speak of, out of 100 verses, picking out one, after just hearing it. And Vrindavan Das Thakur says he recited them like the blowing wind. And then all of a sudden he says, this verse, and he recites it back. Wait a minute, how'd you do that? I said, no, it's nothing. He said, some people are great scholars like you, and other people, they're shrutidar. It's just a quirk. I just remember stuff, that's all. I was like, okay, all right. So I'm glad you remembered my verse. He said, so there's some very beautiful qualities in this verse, but there's also some faults. Let's talk about that. And he said, what do you mean faults? You don't have the qualification to talk about faults in this. You're not advanced enough in grammar to do that. So no, I just heard about it from others. I heard something about this, so I can maybe say something. And then he began to dissemble the verse and show where the faults were. And simultaneously, the Digvijay lost his power to argue back. Uncharacteristically, it always was at the tip of his tongue because he worshipped Saraswati, and she gave him a benediction that any time that he came into a debate, she would appear on his tongue and she would just tear the other person to pieces with logic and argument. But now he couldn't do it. He lost everything. This is a very humiliating thing, especially if you're proud of your learning or something like that. I know one great scholar, he's learned many, many verses, and one day we were together and at a big festival. Everybody was there, and they said, could you chant the prayers for prasadam? He started praying, halfway through he forgot. And we sat down afterward, he goes, I learned so many verses, I forgot the prasadam prayer. What do you think of that? And he said, and he was happy. He said, now I feel, put me in my place. But this, it can be like embarrassing. And for Digvijay, because he had false ego, he wasn't a humble person like this devotee. He just felt devastated. And then he went back and prayed to his deity Saraswati. In a dream, she revealed that actually, you met my master. I couldn't say anything when he was there. Sorry. Like to help you out, but it's as far as I go. And he realized, he came in contact with Nimai Pandit, and he realized who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. And also, Vrindavan Das Thakur explains that Mahaprabhu didn't try to embarrass him. When he could have actually annihilated him, although he did so to some degree, when the students, his Mahaprabhu's students started to laugh, he stopped them and said, no, this is a great scholar. And he also encouraged them. He said, no, it's just one day. You come back tomorrow. We'll start over again. And that's something that he remembered. When he went back and took rest, that stuck with him, that feeling that this person has a gentle heart. He wasn't like others. He didn't have envy. He didn't try to tear me to pieces. And with the conglomerate of all that, meeting somebody so learned, so compassionate, the qualities impress people. When somebody comes in contact with the qualities of a devotee, somebody who has those qualities, it touches their heart in a way that nothing else can. Even erudite scholarship or other kinds of worldly qualities can't affect one. So he came back the next day and he surrendered. And Nimai Pandit said, what are you doing? You're the Digvijay. Why are you bowing down to me? And he said, I know who you are. It's been revealed to me. And he surrendered to the Digvijay. So afterwards, Nimai Pandit became the great town scholastic hero also. I mean, people were just bursting with happiness to be in the same town with this great hero. So beautiful, so smart. I mean, they couldn't wait to wake up in the morning just so they could hear about him and see him. And then he decided to leave. And he just walked away from everything. The most loving mother in the universe, the best worshiping friends and devotees and everything. And he just renounced it all in a second. And also, he did it because he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. This is another characteristic of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. He's not just interested in his own clan or his one small pocket of devotees, although he stays there within their hearts when he leaves also. But he was thinking, how can everybody in the world get this Krishna consciousness? And he made that sacrifice for everybody in the world. He left home, took sannyas, went to Jagannath Puri. So he says, Tyakva sadusya jasa repsita raja lakshmim. Look at the renunciation of the Supreme Personality of God and how he walked away from the goddess of fortune, who was present there as his wife and all his friends. And then Dharmishta Arya Vachasa. He used an excuse. And what was the excuse? One day during the 24-hour kirtan, the all-night kirtan, nocturnal kirtan at Srivasanga, a Brahmin who was cantankerous came to the door and knocked, but they weren't letting any outsiders in, including this Brahmin. And he became so angry that the next day at the Ganges, when he saw Mahaprabhu there bathing, he came up to him, he broke his thread and he cursed him. He said, you wouldn't let me in, I'm furious with you. He said, I curse you, you'll never enjoy material life. And Mahaprabhu became so happy that he wouldn't be obligated to have this material enjoyment. And he used that as an excuse. So it's called Arya Vachasa, the words of a Brahmin. And this is one of the characteristics of devotees. They're always preparing themselves, a life of preparation, so that when the words come, someone says something, it's like, oh, that was it, I gotta go. Vidura pulled that too. He was in that palace and all of a sudden Duryodhana went off on him. And he, okay, gotta go. Sorry, bye. And he just left. That was it. So we should always be prepared because it seems as an impossible task to actually fully surrender. It's like, how do I do that? Is to get ready for it. That's the main thing. Always be ready for it because then when the opportunity comes, you're the first one out the door. You're prepared. And you know what to look for. You're always tuned in. Like, where's the opportunity? Louis Pasteur. Great discoveries come only unto the prepared mind. So devotional service means always preparing the mind for taking advantage of some service, of surrendering to Krishna. And so we do all our sadhana, we're preparing, we're keeping ourselves in a preparatory state so that when Krishna wants to come and get us, we notice it even in the tiniest way. Some little thing, someone says something and go, that was it, I heard it right there. So Arya Vachasa, he used that excuse that the Aryan cursed me, so I got to go. I got to go spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Arya Vachasa Yadagad Aranya, so he went to the forest, took sannyas. Mayamragam dayita yetsutaman vadavad, and means that he chased after the people of Kali Yuga who are just like animals. Mayamragam, they become like animals in Kali Yuga, and he chased after them out of compassion to try to give them Krishna consciousness. So this Karabhajana Muni describes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in these two verses, and then he says that the Kali Yuga is the most fortunate age. Everyone's, what? I thought Kali Yuga was terrible. And it does say so in the 12th canto, the Srimad Bhagavatam, but the rejoinder comes that although it's the worst age, Kalir dosha nidhe rajan astihe kumhad guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param vajet. That there's one great quality, and that great quality is that if you take to Sankirtan in this one lifetime, then you'll be able to cross over that ocean of faults very easily. So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, Karabhajana Muni says that this Sankirtan, that the Kali Yuga is a very fortunate age, because those who know the essence of it know that you can finish up all your business in this age very quickly. It's a very short life. It's not like other ages where you live for 10,000, 100,000, 1,000 years. You got to hang around for a long time for the result. Here you get just a few years. Even people like Paul Newman died when they were in their 70s. He was in his 70s, right? He was born in 1925. He was born in 1925, died in 2008. How old was he? 83, so he lived in his 80s. So, I mean, Paul Newman can live till he's 83. Do you know who Paul Newman is? He's a famous movie star. I gave him books twice. Once in LaGuardia Airport and once in St. Louis Airport. He took a book. But he was one of the best-looking people who ever lived, and like he had everything, and he still died at 83 of lung cancer. And I was thinking, how can a guy like that get old and die? I mean, it's inconceivable. Because you look at a movie star and you think, like, and I was thinking, if Paul Newman can die, anybody can die. If he can get old and ugly and die, I mean, it's impossible to live in this world. And this is a good thing in Kali Yuga, because it's a short duration of life. But in this very short duration of life, one can attain perfection. And that's why Karabhajana Muni goes on to say that there are wise sages and demigods who are lining up, trying to take birth in this age. They're trying to get to the front of the line. It's an Indian thing. I was standing here. You just get in Kali Yuga and you take to Sankirtan and you'll attain perfection of life because of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The chanting of the holy name is there in every age, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings it in the Kali Yuga age, and he gives this Prem Sankirtan. It's imbued with special potency in this age, and people's disqualification becomes their qualification, and it's a huge 99.9% off sale in Kali Yuga that you can get just by taking to the Sankirtan movement. So this great celebration today, Gaura Purnima, means that those who have become wise, sumedasa, they become very intelligent. They know this secret. And it's not some sentiment. It's not just, I'm following some fad. They've studied this very carefully. from Bhagavad Gita, Sri Upanishad, all the way through Bhagavatam, 9th cantos, 10 cantos, 11, 12 cantos, detailed verses describing the science of Krishna consciousness, then through the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and understanding how it is that God can appear, how it is God's a person, how he has many different features, how there's a lower energy and a higher energy, how the modes of material nature are working and acting upon me. And all this, a wise person learns by hearing and also by experiencing him or herself through the practice, assimilates it. And then comes to the Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's just appeared to take advantage of the Sangha. Please take good care of him. Be careful. He's a nice soul. It's just a little spider. He can hang out here. Literally. And so, I forgot what I was saying though. What was the last thing? Yeah, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Kaviraj Goswami says, Siddhanta bolya chitana kara alash. Iha hoite Krishna lagi shudrud manash. By taking the trouble to study all these books and to discuss the philosophy, thoroughly threadbare, said, now I know, I have complete conviction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not that just Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I know how and why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you can get that conviction by hearing, and especially by hearing in association with advanced devotees who have love for Lord Chaitanya and have already realized him. And how do they realize him? By their taking advanced association and getting the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they can understand. And if one has that, then one has the greatest wealth. So we pray on this Gaura Purnima day that we may all continue to take in this great wealth of life, which is service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that we can distribute to as many people as possible all over the world. And now, a small group of us is leaving because it just so happens that on this day we're opening a Goshala, and we're going to have a Go Puja. And so some of us are going to go there and do the Go Puja at this new Goshala, and then we're coming right back to continue the hearing and chanting. In the meantime, starting in 3 minutes, devotees are going to sit and read from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, give comments if they like, and that'll go on all the way until 3 or 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock. We have 2 minutes for some reflections. Yes, Navina and then Prasant. Oh, there's a microphone. He's just now coming. And we also welcome all the devotees who have joined us online. Hare Krishna!
The lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are a luxury liner which will take us smoothly over the ocean of material existence.
Yeah, practically the austerity is very little. He's so forgiving and kind. If one just puts one's heart and soul into being a servant of Lord Chaitanya in this life, then Prabhupada emphasizes again and again, all the acharyas emphasize that by that kind of service, then one comes into the Leela of Radha and Krishna. Service to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leads to the entering within the pastimes of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. And it's the only entryway. It's the only entryway. A couple more? Yes.
And because Keshava Kashmiri remembered the kindness of Nimai Pandit, so later on, when he was remembering that kindness, his heart was conquered, and he actually became a preacher of the of the Yuga Dharma, of the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
I really
He didn't
like that.
feel resentment. He didn't feel that he had been mistreated or in any way.
It's the ultimate preaching technique. And it's not a technique. As Krishna says in the Gita, one who is a kind friend to all living entities is very dear to me. And those who are gentle and kind to living entities everywhere will, on behalf of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, same way, will actually conquer their hearts. People remember that because it's very rare in this world. There's a way in which envy and harshness enter within the heart by association with the modes of material nature. And as my friend Prem Kishore once pointed out to me when we were on Parikram around Vrindavan, we were discussing why the state of the world, why people become so mean-spirited and so forth. And he said it's meat eating. If you're eating animals, then there's something that happens to your heart where you feel cruel. And it's very difficult, impossible, to be kind to other living entities. Prashant and then Akurnath.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think yesterday Radha Kripa Prabhu also brought this question of where, a lot of devotees, right? I mean, for sure myself, we keep chanting and sometimes we try to look at the, altar, right, Krishna, and we ask ourselves, why don't you appear? Why don't you just show up yourself? I'm doing chanting. There is no, sometimes it gets depressing, right? There is nobody to measure how you're doing and stuff like that. These thoughts go through my mind. But I wanted to share a very interesting WhatsApp message that I got in 100 groups, whatever I have. So the picture was somebody is begging to Krishna, saying, why don't you talk to me? And Krishna, like he's having Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and he's giving to the devotee, and he's saying, I am talking. So, this is something that I thought it's very interesting, and this goes back to your earlier point of God may appear, he's a person, and he covers himself, right? So we don't know how, but we got to be watchful on that part. So.
Yeah, definitely God can appear because that's his prerogative. And if he wants to, if the infinite wants to reveal himself to the infinitesimal, that's his right, and he can do that at any time. So it's incumbent upon those who are practicing to make their hearts ready for the Lord to reveal. And how does one do that? Trinadapi sunichena toror ivasu hishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. It's such a simple thing, and it's so simple that one could possibly miss it and think, oh, it must be something else. As Prabhupada would point out, it's like, no, I have to press my nose. You just have to become humble. And then Krishna will reveal himself through his name, through the Bhagavad Gita, and through everything we see in life, he'll reveal himself. Kurnath Prabhu.
I was thinking, since we're inaugurating a Goshala today, and we're talking about how meat eating, it destroys the mercy and compassion in a person, that Paul Newman has a daughter who lives in the Bay Area. I think it's Monterey County or Santa Cruz County, and she's very active in the vegetarian and organic foods movement. They started a company which they sell vegetarian food in grocery stores and everything, and all the profits go to charity. And I think we should meet her and give her Prabhupada's books, because
I agree. When I met Paul Newman in LaGuardia Airport, he was alone, and he bought, I can't remember which book. We used to distribute so many different books, but it was a Bhagavatam or Gita. Anyway, he bought a book or two. He was kind of moving fast. He didn't stop and stay long, but he was nice to me, and he bought a book. And then I saw him later, about a year later, in St. Louis Airport, and he had a huge retinue around him. They were surrounding him because he was such a star. He was on his way to a race. He was also, besides acting, he had race car driving. So they had their race, some of the patches on and stuff like that. So I tried to get in, and there were these big guys, get out of here, punk, And I was like this. And I held up the books, and he looked over, he recognized me, and he said, let him come in. And I thought, all right, Paul. I really appreciated that. That was, and he took it again. He took it again. He was a nice person, and that always stuck with me. And then I know he had his own brand, Newman's Own, and they gave to charity and things like that. Now to hear that his daughter is involved, I definitely like to meet her.
I think the daughter was one of the moving forces, because his daughter was so into organic and vegetarian food that she got him involved in this food.
Dear
business.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on this Gaura Purnima day, please let us meet Paul Newman's daughter, and please let us become friends, and please move her heart to help the Sankirtan movement, and please let that include all other kind of famous, influential people at the same time. Thank you for considering my request. We got to ask for a lot today, because time's running out. It's really running out. It's a really short ride here, and we just have a few minutes to make a big impact in this window of opportunity we have, this little short lifetime. Somehow we just landed on this planet, and I see these kids coming in. I saw Ramuna last night. I was looking at her face, go, "You're a Sankirtan devotee." Did you see that picture? Yeah. She's out. She's what, 7 months old? She's out on door-to-door book distribution. She already heard the whole Bhagavatam when she was in the womb. She heard the whole thing. Now she comes out, she goes, "All right, just let me loose," you know. And Bhakti's ready to come out too, I heard too. So this is a special thing that we get to land in Kali Yuga. This is the Bhagavatam. This is what Bhagavatam's saying. This is very rare, special. You land in this age and you've got Lord Chaitanya, and what to speak, you're already lined up. You're already in the system. You're already moving along. So this is the big thing. This is the big time. Take advantage. All the other things about how to maintain, you just do the best you can. Prabhupada says, invent some way to keep going. Don't worry about it so much. Just invent a system to make it all work, so it all hangs together, because it all can fall apart at any second. You have to put it back together anyway. So you just try to invent some way to keep the rest of it kind of running, and then go for the service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the big thing in this age. It's how to serve Lord Chaitanya as much as possible and put everything into it. Oh, Krishna. I wish I could stay here all day long, but it's also a happy thing to go to a Goshala. I mean, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with going to a brand new Goshala that's connected to ISV, right? Yes. Thank you so much. What a powerful morning program. Because you're all pure and you all have Sankirtan in your blood, then you dance because you're happy. And that is the best thing in the world. Nobody else is doing that. Practically on the peninsula this morning, we were the only ones. Vancha kalpadurvascha kripasindabevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha gopremanande nitai gaura haribo 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 nitai gaura haribo nitai gaura haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Now I took 7 minutes of Srivas Pandit Prabhu's time. Let's welcome him up here to bring the Pandit. Bring the Pandit up here. Come on.